Hi, and welcome to Jury Search Academy. In this video, you will get to know about the concept of e-contracts. Since this topic has been already asked in UGC NET exam in year 2020 and 2021 attempts. Hence, let's have a quick look on this concept. So what are e-contracts? Since there is no definition given for the electronic contracts or e-contracts in any of these statutes, but in basic terms, we understand e-contract as a simple digital version of a regular contract. These kind of contracts must also be a valid contract according to the interpretation of law. Hence, e-contracts, they are simply an agreement signed by the two parties just like a paper contract. Hence, as per Indian Contract Act 1872, the e-contracts must also comply the essential elements of a valid contract like offer, acceptance, consideration, competency of parties or free consent or any other essential elements which is being required to make a standard form of contract. So without these elements, of course, the e-contract will also be not valid. Now, let's see the forms of e-contracts. So there are certain forms of e-contracts that are entered by parties either by interacting or without interacting. So let's see some of them which is given before us. Firstly, if we talk about shrink wrap contracts, they are nothing, they are simply a licensing agreements that are packaged along with the software. So once you start using the product or the software which you have purchased, it will be considered as a deemed acceptance of the contract, right? Second is the click wrap contracts. So click wrap contracts, it refers to those contracts where the user has to click a button or check a box to indicate that they had accepted the contract. Third one is browse wrap contracts. So these are online contract or license agreements commonly used by websites. These type of contracts states that by using their website, the user assents to the site's terms and conditions, and they are often presented via a hyperlink. Also, courts have discovered that it is not binding or enforceable contract unless the website owner produces evidence that the user had actual knowledge of the terms and conditions consented through the website. Fourth one is email. So email are not the type of electronic contracts, but through them you can enter into an e-contract. Like if you are sending someone an agreement by writing it down in MS Word and sharing it on email. So this will also constitute a kind of e-contract, right? Now let's see how e-contracts can be entered by signing it electronically. So electronic signatures are used to sign documents online. Electronic signatures are recognized by the Information Technology Act 2000, and that contains the provisions which ensures the legal validity and enforceability of documents if signed using electronic signature. So yes, so once your document, a kind of contract, right, your virtual contract has been signed electronically, it will also constitute an e-contract. Now, let's see the legal provisions through which e-contracts can be governed. So if we talk about Section 10A of IT Act 2000, so this is the very section which talks about the e-contract. So the above provision was introduced by IT Amendment Act 2008 only after recognizing the growing dependence on electronic means to reach commercial agreements. Section 10A applies where contract formation, communication of the proposal and acceptance is carried out electronically. On the other hand, if we talk about Section 65A and 65B of Indian Evidence Act, these sections do also recognize the validity of e-contracts. So after the enactment of IT Act 2000, Section 65A and 65B, they were added under Chapter 5 of Indian Evidence Act, which deals with the documentary evidence, right? So it is Section 65A of the Evidence Act that is used by the courts in India to recognize e-contracts as a valid evidence, right? So it is Section 65A of Indian Evidence Act that is used by the courts in India to recognize e-contracts as a valid evidence, whereas Section 65B deals with the provision with regards to the admissibility of documents as evidence under the Evidence Act. Hence, if you are preparing for UGC NET exam, then knowing these sections becomes relevant for you. The reason is that because the question has been already asked since last two attempts. It was asked in 2020 attempt also, and it was also asked in just previous attempt also. So of course in the future also they might ask or they might come with some other different kind of questions revolving around these sections. There are several cases that have discussed the validity of e-contracts. Amongst them, one is Trimax International FZE versus Vedant Aluminium Limited, and it is the case of 2010. wherein the Supreme Court upheld the validity of unregistered and unsigned contract discussed via email. Thus, it has confirmed the enforceability of contract if it has been entered through email. Thank you for watching this video. Please like and share this video with your friends and do subscribe Juris Academy to get the further updates.